Hey you guys, it's Brit. Tonight we're here to once again talk about Alicia Dougherty embarrassing her children and creating an insane amount of waste that is unrequired for any day but Christmas, because this is the occasion we're going to be talking about. I also want to shed light on a different TikTok creator that is now providing some commentary on Alicia and the nonsense that she's doing. But we're going to do this skincare style, so I'm going to apply a little mask and we're going to have a talk. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Now, first, I want to talk about this creator who's obviously a Dougherty Dozen fan, and she thought she was being quirky with this video. And it says the truth behind the Dougherty Dozen. And this just happened to pop up when I was searching for Dougherty Dozen over on TikTok. And she says, the truth behind the Dougherty Dozen. And she says, look at Alicia. She's such a great mother.
The truth behind the Dougherty Dozen. Dun 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 dun. Look at Alicia. She is a great mother. Thanks for watching.
Now, this girl here is young and probably very naive as to why people don't like Alicia, but their fans and stans are so narrow-minded. I have done my best to try to see both sides of the coin and associate with, understanding to some level that people are very lonely at times, and maybe watching Alicia sometimes can help them feel less lonely. And I get that's a small percentage of it, but for the most part, let's just talk about most of Alicia's content is just spending money and oversharing about her kids. So I don't understand how watching that is going to allow you to feel less lonely. It's not like she's just an everyday mom, throwing a birthday party and, maybe once in a while taking you to the grocery store. This is someone who is unrelatable to the 100th degree. She is creating an insane amount of single-use plastic waste, and she's not a role model for her kids or for anyone else on TikTok. And that's why I have so many different ways that I can talk about her. The content produces itself. I know that I focus on her a lot, but honestly, the woman pisses me off, and things that I feel passionate about, I'm going to come on here and talk about. And if for a couple months it's Alicia Dougherty that I'm focusing on more, fine. If it's a couple months of Without a Crystal Ball, fine. If it's Nikki Phillippi, fine. Brittany Dawn, fine. I don't care who it is. I'm going to talk about it because I am not going to sit back with my thoughts when I have a commentary channel and a small community here within my channel. And within my community where we can talk about things. So this girl, you aren't being snarky, you're not cute, you're not funny. You should probably educate yourself as to why people don't like Alicia before you say that she's such a great mom. Now, before I share the next creator with you, I am going to go ahead and apply this mask that I'm going to be using tonight, and it's the Erno Laszlo Hydrotherapy Memory Sleep Mask, and I am not going to be sleeping in it, but I will leave it on for about 20 to 30 minutes while I talk with you guys, and then I will rinse it off. I know this is high-end. I did not pay a high-end price tag for it because I found mine at TJ Maxx. I ran the lot number through the website that I usually use when I find stuff at TJ Maxx, make sure that it wasn't manufactured 8.5 years ago. It was not, so I went ahead and bought it. I got it for a really great price, so I know it's bougie, but it's technically bougie on a budget. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this with this little Sonia Kashuk brush, and then we'll continue. All right, moving on, and I already have some lip balm on, so let's hope that this solves all my life's problems, and let's keep going. So the other person that I want to share with you guys, his screen name is PushinP578, and his videos have gotten quite a few views. The first one that he did that I saw the other day is talking about the Christmas gifts, kind of part one, and that video has 2.1 million views. The part two, he calls it the final Christmas total, has 350,000 views, and that was posted 2 days ago. I think it's really interesting. Like, everybody knows, like, if you talk about the Dougherty Dozen, the video is going to get viewed because a lot of people are very interested in Alicia and all of her nonsense. But I like to see people like him who they're sticking to the facts. They're not here to bully and degrade Alicia and just name call and be really lazy with the content. I enjoy that he's bringing, like, let's talk about this from the financial side of things and not just, call her ugly and stupid and label her as dumbass 15 times in a, short little video.
Okay, I just got back on here and like a bajillion people told me that, oh, don't forget on Black Friday that she bought more stuff and that she bought 14 iPhone 14s. And I was like, there was no way this lady bought 14 iPhone 14s. First mistake, because underestimating this woman was a mistake. Oh my god, because she did in fact buy iPhone 14s, 14 of them. So she did buy it on Black Friday, so I had to go back and see what deal AT&T had on Black Friday because she went to the AT&T store, so I had to see what kind of deals they had and like what was going on. Spoiler alert, not that it matters to her, but there was no deal for the iPhone 14s at all during Black Friday, so she just straight up bought iPhone 14s, 14 of them. And doing the math just made me angrier. Let me just say, I'm glad that all the comments, no one's been like, oh, I wish I was these kids, because me, if I was one of these kids, I would never want to be one of these kids, because if I got everything handed to me, I would not be a good person. Let me just say that. Anyways, 14 iPhone 14s, $11,186. Then she didn't stop there. She decided to get cases for each of them. Ugly ass case. Tell me why she dropped $50 on this case. What? Altogether, $700 on cases, okay? Then she got charger blocks, 12 of them, because, I don't even know, $216. Bro, then she went to Costco, and she just went haywire. I have to get this tree, and this tree is $400. Then one of the kids needed a mattress, which is, this one's fine, I guess, $220 for this. Quote, she impulse bought this NFL Blitz game that's $500. Finally, she went home and bought $266 worth of stuff on Amazon. That brings her grand total on Black Friday to $13,488, which is nothing for her. She dropped that at the mall the other day. Like, I have like so many questions. First of all, the comments told me this motherfucker, her husband's a teacher. Okay, not to be like, don't be a teacher, but y'all don't make money, like, at all. This man, a teacher, and they just dropped it 23K, 24K, 13K on the side. What makes me mad is I know they're rich because they dress like this. That's when you know they're rich, when they don't try. Ugh. My thing is, she's a good mom because you can tell like she knows all her kids, like all 12 of them, she knows them really well. But my thing is, like, she's a bad parent. I'm gonna judge her, but like she very much is giving like, I'm more of a friend than a parent, which is like, I don't know. From yesterday's Christmas stuff, y'all, she bought all the Switch games because her kids lost all their Switch games on vacation. Your response to your kids losing all the Switch games on vacation is to completely buy the new ones, no responsibility. Then when she was buying the Apple gift card, she was like, oh, well, the kids have to have, like, be able to buy apps when they get first open the new iPad. What is a 2-year-old gonna do with an iPad? Like, all these people in the comments are like, oh, they have sponsors, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sure, but you're still not dropping this kind of money, even if you have sponsors. My other question is, why are you posting this so early, like before Christmas? Your kids are definitely gonna watch this. You have a phone in their face all day, so of course they know you have a TikTok and YouTube, so they can know what they're gonna get for Christmas. I don't know. To be clear, I'm not hating on her. Good for her. She can spend money and like spoil her kids, but like my thing is like, you're making kids that are gonna be like dickheads, and like you can kind of see it through her vlogs that they're not like great kids, except one of them. Her second oldest, he seems very, very nice. Other than that, I'm just like, damn. So with yesterday's $26,000 and today's $13,488, for Christmas she has spent $39,488, and that's not including her husband or any other people that she had to get for Christmas gifts for.
So I'm going to link his profile down below. I don't know what other content he does, but I did want to kind of shine light on it because I think it's going to continue to grow with people providing commentary on Alicia over the next year because there's so much to talk about. There's so many different avenues that you can talk about, and I've had some people say, oh, well, Alicia's just pissing you off and it's working in her favor. I don't think it's working in her favor, number one. And number two, am I pissed off when I'm not filming? Do I think about Alicia all day? No, I don't. I have other things that I do in my life. I work full time. I'm very fulfilled with things that I do off camera. And so she doesn't just like run all around in my mind all day long, even if some people want to think that. I will come across something and I will share it with you guys, and then it's on to the next thing. But she is extremely, like, she is on the extreme fast track to just annihilate her channel because people are getting worn down and worn out, and the more creators like this guy that talk about it from a logical stance, it's only going to continue to grow. And as we already know, she can't stand commentary channels that talk about her. And as far as that goes, Alicia, get over it. Because as long as people are playing by the rules and they're not being cruel, you can't stop opinions. That's just the way the internet works. Welcome to it. Now, what I want to do is show you guys that I was sent this article from the Sun, the UK edition, and it says, Mum of 12 shows off what she filled her kids' Christmas stockings with, but gets trolled for the presents she picked. And it says Alicia Dougherty from New York and her husband Josh are known for forking out on presents for their brood. She bought the stupidest stuff for their stockings. Like, nobody cares about this stuff. With the amount of money that she spent on normal gifts, just give the kids the normal gifts. No, who needs stockings? Or if you are going to still do stockings, do stuff like, I don't know, socks and soap or something like that. Like, put the iPhone accessories in the stocking and make that a stocking stuffer. Like, this is just so ridiculous. It's so, I hate cheap stuff that takes up space. I really do. And I know that sometimes like cheap stuff makes sense. Like, I have cheap stuff in my house, but it's not there simply to take up space. It has a purpose. And once it's not serving a purpose anymore, I don't need it and I don't rebuy it. She's constantly rebuying stuff that is cheap and useless. It continues by saying, all 12 kids are getting the same stocking presents this year, but when the mom revealed everything that she's bagged for their Christmas stocking, she was getting trolled for picking plastic shit. Posting the haul on the family's TikTok account, Alicia said that the stocking stuffers were her favorite things about Christmas. This year, her family is getting loads of small gifts in theirs, including a back scratcher and a Grinch-themed fidget toy. Who would care? Alicia also bagged Christmas socks, a mini dog stuffed toy. Like, who cares about this stuff? Like, a reindeer slingshot, a mini flashlight, a yo-yo, a kazoo, plastic glasses, a slinky, stress balls, and slime. Hey guys, I also wanted to add in here, it seems like a lot of these little cheap plastic toys could definitely be things that her dogs could find and choke on and possibly end up in the emergency room vet over it. I hope that doesn't happen. But kids' toys that they don't care about ending up all around the house, who knows? All of this is cheap, single-use plastic crap. These kids don't care about that. They're getting iPhones and iPads and freaking Jordans. You think they care about a reindeer slingshot and a kazoo? No, they don't. Because you have trained them to not care about this kind of stuff. For some kids, these toys would be very fun because they don't have any toys or they don't have a big selection. Because they're not spoiled. They don't get everything they want. They don't throw it in the bag and the parents just buy it for them. They know the value of a toy. Your kids don't know the value of a toy, so they're going to look at this as garbage and either break it or throw it in the trash within 24 hours. It continued by saying, not forgetting a couple of games like a handheld pinball machine and a Rubik's Cube. But that's not all. The kids can also look forward to a few sweet treats, including lollipops, fizzy drinks, chewing gum, and ring pops. Like they need more sugar. Their diet is literally 80% sugar anyway, and the other 20% is processed food. So why do they need ring pops on Christmas? Sugar, 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 more, more, more. The family also gets these same presents in their personalized Christmas stockings, which make it easier for the mom to stuff them all. I fill up their stocking in age of order from oldest to youngest. Like, the youngest kids should be getting different stuff than the older kids are getting. Like, this is so stupid. Despite the effort the mom put into picking out the perfect presents, viewers slammed when they saw what she picked out. All of this stuff is going to go straight to the landfill. So the 16-year-old is getting the same kind of stuff as the 3-year-old is getting. How impersonal, just buy some chocolates, what a waste. Others thought that the mom should make an effort to teach the kids to consume less. And that's exactly what I'm saying. If you would have given these toys to kids who don't have everything they need, they would have been able to have fun with these toys for the next year straight. Because they would have valued this small gift. Her kids don't get it. I wanted to check myself before I go off on this tangent now. I talked about her buying all of that crap at Costco a few days ago, and I was holding out to see, okay, Christmas Eve, there's supposed to be this 1 million subscriber celebration, and I was hoping that everything was going to go to her local homeless shelter, as in all of the things that she was hoarding from Costco. Let's hope that they are going to supply a local shelter with food and some clothing items, because she bought a whole bunch of socks. You guys know the deal. Well, as of December 27th, which, as we know, is 3 days after Christmas Eve, on their Instagram, their YouTube, and their TikTok, there is no mention of 1 million subscriber celebration. There's no mention of that stuff from Costco going anywhere. There's no mention of, hey, Christmas Eve was crazy for us, so we're doing that celebration on New Year's Eve instead. So, Alicia, where's all the stuff from Costco? And what are you going to do with 72 loaves of bread? Yes, that's an exaggeration, but y'all saw how much bread she bought. Come on. So what's going on with all of that stuff? And instead of filling your timeline with flexing on your subscribers, where's all that stuff that you bought from Costco going? It was supposed to be Christmas Eve, 1 million subscriber celebration. Where's the celebration, and who is gaining from the celebration is what I want to know. I really wanted her to prove me wrong. And hey, before, anyone jumps on my back here, I know that I'm nobody as far as, who are you? Why did she have to prove you wrong? I have tried to give her a little bit of grace and a little bit of time and a little bit of understanding when I'm able to. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hold off my bitterness, because on Christmas Eve, if she goes and shows everybody that she actually gives back to the community for once in her damn life, I didn't want to look like an irate fool. But now I'm irate, and it's because she didn't do shit. I cannot stand the amount of overconsumption this woman does. It drives me nuts. She wants to literally open shit from her P.O. box instead of doing the 1 million subscriber thing. And what was going to be in the celebration that was not serving Alicia? You people that send her stuff to her P.O. box, it's your money. You can do what you want with it, but I'm also allowed to have an opinion since she shares it on her public platform. I think that it's alarming that people spend their hard-earned money on this family. Instead of sending Alicia's kids toys, why don't you take those toys and drop them at your local shelter? Why don't you find your local domestic violence survivor shelter, where women are trying to get out of really unhealthy and physically abusive relationships with their children? Why don't you take toys to those establishments instead of sending it to the Dougherty kids? I think it's ridiculous. Just the fact that she even still has a P.O. box and accepts toys, all those toys that she gets from these people, she should be giving them to the local shelter. And she should also be publicly saying, please stop sending my kids toys. If the P.O. box is still going to be open, use it for cards and letters, and anything materialistic that is sent should go to the local shelter. And maybe people will jump all over me for saying that. I don't really give a damn anymore. The reason that, and these issues apply to everybody, but because I have been so in tune with Alicia and all of her nonsense for the past 6 months, I know a lot of what's going on here, and that's why I use her as an example so many times. So just because I'm getting on her for something, it doesn't mean if another family vlogger does the same thing that they're excused and, she's not. It applies to everybody, but I'm very in tune with what's going on because I've been watching her content for the past 7-8 months now. The last thing I want to talk about is this thing, how they took their kids to visit Santa. I was sent this TikTok several times, and initially I wasn't going to cover it, but this is actually, it says a lot. Two of the kids asked to spend more time with their families, and some people might say, oh, well, you know, they mean their family, like the Doughertys. But I think they mean their actual family, and it breaks my heart to hear kids say that, because if you're saying that, that tells me that Alicia is not being the advocate that she claims she is, and she is not making sure that these kids are seeing their families often enough. The other aspect of this is obviously showing your teenagers going to see Santa is embarrassing. She embarrasses them enough. You know, like the oldest kid gets teased all the time for having snackerty boards and being treated like a child and being, you know, gifted the same things that his younger siblings get. Why? And evidently one of her bio kids, the girl that starts with a Z, I don't use their names on my channel, but she didn't want any part of Santa. So she opted out. And it makes me wonder if there was a guilt trip given for the other kids so that there weren't too many kids missing. Maybe she thought like, oh, well, you know, if it's only one kid, if it's only, you know, whatever, then she could kind of excuse that away. But, you know, take your kids to see Santa, but like, it doesn't need to be TikTok. Like, it doesn't have to go on social media. That's the thing that I continue to talk about. Not everything belongs on social media. This woman literally puts everything on social media. Some of these things are better left just as like family memories. And I know that's a foreign concept to her because everything ties back to money. But it's embarrassing. Showing your literal like teen kids like going to visit Santa, don't you think that the kids at school are going to tease them for that? Do you even care if they get teased? Because you continue to put the content out that's embarrassing them. So you probably don't give two shits because, again, it always comes back to money. I am really upset about this entire 1 million subscriber thing, and then like her just continuing to show all of this crap that she buys. I get less and less patient every single time I do a Dougherty Dozen video. And I was really hoping that by now we would have seen a video of this 1 million subscriber celebration where I could have said, you know what, she proved me wrong and she proved a lot of other people wrong, so that's awesome. But she hasn't done shit aside from show a bunch of crap that's going to end up in the landfill that could have gone to other kids that actually appreciate it. Show a bunch of crap that people send her to her P.O. box that she doesn't need and she's going to hoard instead of giving it back to the community. She's just so self-centered, and there are a lot of things that I, you know, things that like get on my nerves in this life, but I would say people that are extremely self-absorbed and liars are at the top of my list. I cannot stand it, and as I said before, I know that there's a little bit of a gray area with, you know, do you film yourself doing good deeds or do you not? But I think in this case, there would be a way to go about it so that it's still documented that people actually benefited from the nonsense that she buys, but also not to invade their privacy or give away their identities or anything like that. It's just one who really, really pisses me off. And I'm trying to still cover her with a little bit of grace and maturity and not fly off the hinges or act like a playground bully or anything like that. That's never my goal. But as the weeks and the months tick on and she does stuff like this, it enrages me. So either way, once I hit stop recording, I will woo-saw for a couple of minutes and move on with my evening. I don't know if I'm going to do another video tonight, but I wanted to get this out. You know, here's the whole thing. Like, some people say, what's the point of the Dougherty Dozen content? The point of it is to allow people to vent their frustrations, because I know a lot of people feel how I do. Give you guys a place to vent your frustrations freely without your comments being deleted. And the only time that I delete comments is if they are extremely cruel and hateful. I will get rid of those. But it's healthy to have conversations about this because it ties in with internet culture, it ties in with YouTubers, it ties in with influencer marketing and sketchy people online. And that, you know, is a way to describe what commentary is. And I'm here to give you guys a place to vent those frustrations and try to keep you up to date. And it just so happens that she does so much stuff that pisses people off. I will continue to use her as an example until I feel not doing it anymore, because this is my channel and I see what you guys are engaging with and we're here to talk about it. So either way, that's going to be it for now. I need to rinse off this little mask, but for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.